Welcome to my channel. Listen to my stories every day. Comment, like and subscribe to my channel. Enjoy listening. The evening air hangs heavy with the scent of an impending storm, mirroring the charged atmosphere inside my living room. Lisa and I stand on opposite sides of the room, our argument spiraling out of control, each word more venomous than the last. "You just don't get it, do you, Mike?" Lisa's voice cracks, her frustration palpable. Her eyes, usually calm and understanding, now flash with an unfamiliar ferocity. "I'm trying, Lisa. But you're making it impossible," I shout back, my hands balled into fists at my sides. With a bitter laugh, she crosses her arms, her next words slicing through the tension like a knife. "Oh, I've made it impossible? No, Mike. I found someone who really understands me. Someone who..." Enough, I interrupt, not wanting to hear the inevitable. But she barrels on, undeterred. "He's better than you, Mike. In every way." Even in bed her words hang between us, brutal and final. Then, realizing she said too much, she clamps her mouth shut, her chest heaving. The room spins slightly as her admission sinks in. I struggle to find my footing in this new, treacherous landscape she's painted with just a few words. "Who is he?" My voice is a whisper, raspy with shock. Lisa shakes her head, a mix of anger and regret washing over her features. "It doesn't." "Who is he?" I press, stepping closer. Her eyes dart away, refusing to meet mine. "You don't know him, and it doesn't matter." But it does matter. It matters more than anything has ever mattered before. With a scoff, she grabs her purse from the table, throwing the door open with a force that makes the walls tremble. Before she leaves, she turns, her expression softening just a touch. "I'm sorry, Mike. I didn't mean." The door slams shut, cutting off her words, leaving me alone with the echo of her betrayal. I stand frozen, the silence suffocating. Then, as if pulled by a string, I move to the couch, collapsing into its familiar cushions. My mind races, trying to piece together the fragments of my shattered reality. Lisa's words replay in my head, each repetition etching them deeper into my memory. In a sudden burst of clarity, I grab a notepad from the coffee table. I begin to write, not just the details of what she said, but everything: times she came home late, mysterious phone calls, subtle changes in her behavior. Patterns begin to emerge, the beginnings of a map that might lead me to this unknown rival. As the storm outside finally breaks, rain lashing against the windows, a plan starts to form. If Lisa can harbor secrets, then so can I. My love for her wars with the fresh, raw wound of betrayal, but above all the desire for revenge takes root, dark and twisted. I won't confront her, not yet. This requires subtlety, finesse. I need to meet this man, understand what he has that I don't, or perhaps see what lies he's spun around my wife. With every thunderclap, my resolve hardens. Lisa may think she set the board, but I'm about to make a move she'll never see coming. Morning creeps through the blinds, casting lines of light across the wooden floor. Despite the restless night, my resolve hasn't wavered. Today I start my search, and the first step is gathering information. I pull my phone from the charger, scrolling through contacts until I find the one person I know can help me navigate through this clandestine task: my old college buddy, Alex, who now works in private security. "Mike?" It's early. Buddy Alex's voice is groggy but alert. "I need a favor, Alex. It's serious." There's a pause, a shifting of sheets. I'm listening. I run through the details, omitting nothing. Alex listens without interruption, his breathing the only sound confirming his presence. "And you want to find this guy?" His tone is neutral, professional. "Yes, and I need to know what they've been up to. Can you help me?" Another pause, longer this time. "I'll need some details from her phone, her car. Anything you can get that might have traces of him." "Consider it done," I reply, my voice more determined than I feel. "Meet me at my office in an hour. We'll set up a plan." I hang up and head straight to the garage. Lisa's car is still there, untouched since last night. I know it's wrong, but desperation leads me to pry open her glove compartment, sift through her console. I find a stack of receipts, a few stray business cards, and a parking ticket from a place she never mentioned visiting. I gather everything and drive to Alex's. His office is a nondescript building tucked between a coffee shop and a dry cleaner. Inside, Alex is already at his desk, surrounded by monitors. "You look like hell," he comments without looking up as I enter. "Feel like it too," I admit, handing over the items I collected. He examines each piece, nodding slowly. "Good start. I'll run some checks on these locations, see if we can pull any security footage. Might get a glimpse of our mystery man." As we talk, another figure emerges from the back office, a lean man in his 30s with sharp eyes and a knowing smirk. This must be the guy Alex mentioned. "I'm Ray," he extends his hand. "I handle the tech stuff here." "Mike," I reply, shaking his hand. The grip is firm, reassuring. Ray dives straight into technical jargon, setting up trackers, discussing potential software to recover deleted messages from Lisa's phone. Alex interjects occasionally, pointing to screens showing maps and timelines. Hours slip by, the room filled with the hum of computers and the low murmur of discussions. Just as the sun sets, Alex spins around in his chair with a grin. "Not something. There's a car that's shown up in 3 different spots on the nights Lisa was out late. Same make and model every time. Belongs to a guy named Trent Donovan." Trent Donovan, I repeat, the name etching itself into my mind. Who is he? Ray pulls up a social media profile, showing a man with an easy smile and the kind of charisma that could indeed charm someone like Lisa. "We'll keep digging, see what his deal is," Alex assures me. I nod, my heart a mix of dread and anticipation. What's the next move? We watch and wait. See if he meets with Lisa again, then you can decide how you want to handle it. As I leave their office, the city's lights flicker on, casting long shadows on the streets. In the cover of dusk, I feel a part of a world I never wanted to join, a world of shadows and secrets. But there's no turning back now. I need to know the truth, no matter how dark it might be. A chill hangs in the air as I settle into the driver's seat of the nondescript rental car Alex arranged for me. It's a far cry from my usual vehicle, meant to blend in on the city streets. Tonight we begin surveillance on Trent Donovan. As I drive to the address Ray found associated with Trent, Alex's voice crackles through the earpiece he insisted I wear. "Remember, Mike, we need visuals and any conversation snippets you can catch. Stay back and stay out of sight." "Got it," I reply, my hands tight on the steering wheel. The GPS guides me to a high-end apartment complex where Trent reportedly lives. I park a block away, my eyes fixed on the entrance. Cameras are set. "You're good to go," Ray's voice chimes in, a static overlay in my ear. For hours I watch, the monotony only broken by occasional residents entering or leaving the building. Then, a figure emerges that matches Trent's photos, tall, confident, his stride purposeful. He climbs into a sleek car and drives off. I follow at a safe distance. We weave through the city, the traffic light enough to keep him in sight but dense enough to hide my pursuit. He stops at a stylish bar in a bustling district. I find a parking spot and text Alex for instructions. "Stay put." Ray's pulling up the bar's interior cams now. We'll see if he meets anyone. Alex texts back. Minutes tick by like hours. I keep my eyes on the bar's entrance. Suddenly, my phone vibrates. It's him and a woman. Not Lisa, though Alex's message reads, and then, "Hold on, getting you visuals." The screen of my phone comes to life with a live feed from the bar's security camera. Trent is indeed there, laughing and chatting with a brunette. Not Lisa, but the intimacy suggests he's not the committed type. "Seems like our guy has a pattern," Ray's voice observes. A plan forms in my mind, reckless but driven by a surge of jealousy and curiosity. "I'm going in," I inform them, ignoring Alex's immediate protest. I enter the bar, my heart pounding, keeping my head down and my hat low. The sounds of clinking glasses and light laughter fill the air. I find a spot with a clear view of Trent and the woman. They're cozy, his hand brushing hers across the table. The sight fuels a mix of anger and purpose in me. After what feels like an eternity, the woman heads to the restroom. Seizing the opportunity, I approach Trent, pulling up a chair before he can object. "Trent Donovan," I say, feigning a cheerful tone. He eyes me warily. "Do I know you?" "No, but I've heard good things. Heard you're a guy who knows how to keep things." Discreet, I let the hint hang between us. His expression shifts to one of cautious interest. "I might be that guy. Depends on who's asking." "Just a potential client." But discretion is key, I press, watching his reaction closely. "We should talk." Trent nods slowly, a flicker of suspicion in his eyes replaced by calculated smoothness. As I leave the bar later, my phone buzzes with a flurry of messages from Alex and Ray, berating me for the risk but also buzzing with curiosity about the interaction. Back in the car, I debrief them. "He bought it. Thought I was looking for services." "Mike, this is good but dangerous." Alex's tone is stern yet excited. "You're playing with fire here." As I drive back home, the city lights blur into streaks. My mind races, plotting my next move. Trent Donovan, a thread I'm desperate to pull, hoping it will lead me back to Lisa, or at least to the truth of her betrayal. The sun is just beginning to rise, casting a pale glow over the city as I drive to meet Trent at a discreet diner on the outskirts of town. My mind is a whirlwind of scenarios, each more volatile than the last. Today I aim to extract the truth or provoke it out of him. I spot Trent already seated in a corner booth, his posture relaxed, unaware of the storm approaching him. As I slide into the seat across from him, his expression is one of cool curiosity. "Early bird," Trent starts, his voice smooth. "Let's cut to the chase," I say, keeping my voice even. "You know why I'm here. It's about a woman." Trent raises a hand, stopping me mid-sentence. "If this is about your wife, you've got it all wrong." My heart skips. "What do you mean?" He sighs, leaning back. "Look, I know Lisa. But not like you think." I frown, confusion and anger mingling. "Explain. Now." Trent takes a deep breath. "Lisa and I are part of a support group. It's for people dealing with, well, partners who have difficulties. Emotional, physical, it varies." My mind reels, the implications of his words slowly sinking in. Support group? Lisa never mentioned. Why would she? "Mike, she was trying to find a way to deal with your marriage issues without hurting you." Trent's tone softens. "She spoke highly of you, actually. Loved you enough to seek help instead of walking away." I sit back, the weight of his words crushing me. Had my own insecurities blinded me to her struggles? "So why did she say those things the other night?" I ask, voice barely above a whisper. Trent shrugs. "Maybe to push you away, to get a reaction. Maybe out of frustration. Only she can tell you that." I nod, processing. "And the man," she said, "was better than me." "I made up. Probably to make you jealous, shake things up." "I don't know, man, but she's not cheating on you." The diner door chimes, and I glance up to see Lisa walking toward us. Her eyes are red, weary, and filled with a mix of hope and fear. "Mike," she begins, stopping at the table, "I didn't know you'd be here." "Trent called me," she adds, seeing my puzzled look. "He thought we should all talk." I stand, the movement slow, uncertain. "Lisa, let's sit down." "All of us," she interrupts, her voice firm. She waits until I sit before continuing. "I've been going to a support group for spouses. I was trying to find a way to cope, to make our marriage work despite the difficulties." The word difficulties hangs heavily between us. It's my turn to sigh. I jumped to conclusions, I thought. "You thought I was having an affair," Lisa finishes for me, her eyes not leaving mine. "Yes," I admit, shame coloring my tone. "We need to talk. Really talk," Lisa says, taking a seat next to Trent. "About everything." The conversation that follows is long and fraught with confessions, apologies, and revelations. It's painful, yet cathartic. We talk about her support group, about my insecurities, about our lack of communication. As the sun climbs higher, casting light over the diner, I feel a weight lifting. The shadows of doubt and suspicion are clearing, replaced by the beginnings of understanding. We have a lot to work on, I say finally, reaching across the table to take her hand. Lisa nods, squeezing my hand back. But we'll work on it together. Trent gives us a small, knowing smile as he stands to leave. Take care of each other, he says simply, then walks out, leaving us to mend the fragile threads of our marriage. As Lisa and I walk out of the diner hand in hand, the fresh morning air feels like the first breath of a new beginning. The road to reconciliation will be long and undoubtedly challenging, but for the first time in a long while, I feel hopeful about the journey ahead.